So we are post-split. We are building up towards St Mirren on Sunday. Huge game for Rangers in the title run-in. But it does appear that from media reports and from what I'm hearing that Rangers are starting both an on and off the field clear out or restructure or retool or remodel, whatever word you choose to accept has been the case. Now, obviously, we had news the other day that Zeb Jacobs, who was the head of recruitment for the academy, is leaving his post to go to Feyenoord to head up their academy. Obviously, wish him all the very best in that. Zorab Almiron, who is the head of academy coaching, is obviously the overall head of the academy now. Rangers will, though, be seeking to replace Zeb Jacobs. I'm sure Niels Koppen has a shortlist already drawn up and is already all over that job. But it appears that it's not just off the field that Rangers are restructuring, retooling and reforming. It appears that on the field, the retool, the remodel will begin apace already. Now, we know that at the end of the season, there are lots of players out of contract, and it's highly unlikely the likes of Kamar Roof, John McLaughlin, for example, will be offered new contracts, especially Roof, given his injury history and the manager's desire to have high availability in his playing squad. Now, it was in the press conference yesterday. Philippe Clement was actually questioned as regards the Tav and Goldson to Saudi rumours, which, look, you're not going to get an exact answer from him because at the end of the day, the manager is not going to come out and say, yes, they are going to be sold or yes, they are gone. That is just not what is going to happen. No manager in his right mind is going to come out and say that. He came out and he did say in the presser that he expects them both to be here next season. But that's what he's going to say, isn't it? We can't take anything by that. All managers will say that at this point of the season when they're questioned about any of their players leaving in the summer. Like I said, I'm sure with nothing agreed, nothing in place yet, the manager cannot say, yes, they're definitely gone. I mean, I would worry if next season they are here and they are still starting. It would show a major weakness, I think, in both Philippe Clement and our defence if Tav and Goldson are both still starting next season. However, it does appear more likely, though, that John Lundstram and Borna Barisic are gone from the club in the summer. Now, there's a number of theories around. I mean, Lundstram obviously started the season under Michael Beale badly, but then again, who didn't start the season badly under Michael Beale? As soon as Clement came in, he seemed to raise his game and was week in, week out one of our better players, even in Europe, looking like a European dominant midfielder, getting back to the form of that Europa League run, getting back to the form of that Leipzig semi-final. However, in recent times, especially in the Old Firm game, again, John Lundstram has gone missing and has not performed to the levels that he is capable of. He seems to be following this pattern season in, season out, where he starts badly, has a purple patch, and then falls off again. There seems to be a streaky kind of pattern to his form. It seems to be a pattern that he has followed throughout his career, listening to Sheffield United and Everton fans. So, look, at the end of the day, it is a case that he is a player that has played a substantial part for Rangers this season and during 55. So, look, I said not during 55, during the cup run. I do apologise. During the cup run, not 55. During the cup, he wasn't in the squad during the cup run. He wasn't even with us then. Apologies on that one. Complete balls up there. Anyway, so look, let's look at it this way. John Lundstram is a player who, at one point, I think a lot of the fans wanted him to stay and would have quite happily offered him a new contract. However, it does seem that since his contract negotiations stalled and broke down, his form has dropped off substantially. Why has his form dropped off substantially? Well, you can kind of think, well, maybe there's some sort of correlation there between the two. Now, reports of him asking for £30,000 to £35,000 a week, and Rangers not willing to pay that. I mean, Rangers, I think, quite within their rights to say no to that. Is an utterly ridiculous amount to be paying someone who is going to be who's 30 with 31 next season. So, look, at the end of the day, it looks like he will be going and moving on. Now, according to the Turkish media, we know the Turkish media are very famous for making things up. We've had this all along around players like Morelos and Hadji, etc., etc. But it is been reported by loads of sources in Turkey, not just one, not just two, as a lot of the Morelos and Hadji reports, where a number of their Romano-esque journalists over there are reporting the same thing. Trabzonspor, Rangers, Tan, John Lundstram, V, Borna Barisic, Kadrosuna, Katina. I don't know, my Turkish is awful. Fortunately, Google have translated it for me. Trabzonspor added John Lundstram and Borna Barisic from Rangers to its squad. Like I said, it is not just this guy whose name I am not even going to attempt to pronounce, who is reporting this. It is a number of the Romano-esque journalists who are reporting that Lundstram will be going to Trabzon over the summer. Trabzon appear to be on a mission to really substantially improve their squad. There's some other rumours that Christian Eriksen of Manchester United will also be going out to Trabzonspor as well. Now, look, I think, this is probably the right move at this point in time. I know some fans will be sorry to see Lundstram go, and certainly, we thank him for his service to the club. He's part in the Europa League run, he's part in the Scottish Cup. That tackle on McGregor when he put him up in the air in the final will always be a great moment. That goal against Leipzig will also always be a great moment for the club. But look, at the end of the day, it is time I think he moved on. He is, like I said, the wrong side of 30. He is a streaky player. We need more consistency. Now, we have a ready-made replacement, in my opinion, in Dujon Sterling, who can come and do the job that Lundstram does just as well, if not better. Sterling is a lot more consistent. He's younger, he's quicker, he's fitter, he's stronger, he's tougher. He's proved himself this year to be a very, very talented player, and I do believe that Sterling can replace Lundstram. In fact, I do think that a midfield pivot too of Sterling and Diamande would be exceptionally exciting for the club, and certainly help us to give dominance and run midfields all over Scotland and also in Europe as well, with Sterling breaking things up and Diamande creating. Well, look, whatever you think of this, whatever you think of this move, it is clear that Rangers are well motivated to start this summer clear out, and Clement is very much behind this and wants to. Whilst he would, I think, like to retain Lundstram's services, I think he is being realistic in the terms of, 30 to £35,000 a week is not a realistic amount to be paying someone like John Lundstram. Guys, I'd love to know your thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. As always, on the way out, if you can do two jobs for me: number one, smash the like, and number two, remember always, we are the people.